Hey there, LuSundra Everett here, and I wanted to shoot this video to share with you one of the most pivotal moments in my life that if it had not happened, I would not be where I am today. So let's go back just a few years to when I was, 24 years old, I think. Actually, yeah, between 23 and 24 years old. So here's the deal. I was in my basic course in the military. I was a logistics officer, and I was in the reserves, and I was going through my basic course, and I was the class commander. So I was the highest ranking person in the class, so therefore I was the class commander. So all the communication came through me. Well, this one particular day was before the Christmas break, I do believe, either Christmas or Thanksgiving, one of those breaks in the basic course, and it was for a job. It was a person that was looking for someone to fill a position. And so, my commander gave it to me, and he says, "Hey, post this." So I looked at it, looked pretty interesting. We were getting ready to go home on break. So I made a decision, I was like, I could post this right now, or I could wait. He said to post it, but he did not say when to post it. If there's a loophole, I'm a loophole girl. I'm going to find a loophole, right? Okay. So I took it home over Christmas break, and I applied for the job. Well, when we got back from Christmas break, my commander said to me, well, did you post? I thought I told you to post this listing. And I was like, yeah, you did, but you just didn't say when. So I went ahead and posted. But by that time, I had made a copy for me. I'd made a copy for one of my friends, and then I posted it. We had applied for this job, and I had posted it, way after the fact. But the point is, I could have just, did what he said, and just kind of let things go as they were. But instead, I looked at that job as an opportunity to either get rich or stay broke. Because, see, the job was in Baltimore, Maryland. My home at the time was in Augusta, Georgia. I knew that being in Augusta was not going to do anything for me. So that presented an opportunity for me to change my entire life. And I looked at that pivotal moment, and in a split second, I made a decision. I said, I'm going to keep this. This landed in my hands. I'm going to do something with it. Okay? And so that is what I'm saying to you. If you're looking for a moment of magic to change your life, this is it for you. So what I want you to do is click the link below and let the magic happen in your life. Because, see, I had no idea of what was going to happen after I applied for that job. And as it turned out, I did get the job. I wound up moving 600 miles away from home. And my mother about flipped out. I mean, she was in the military as well, and she was actually stationed in Korea. And by the time I had applied and gotten this job, I called her up and like, hey, Mom, I'm going to be moving to Baltimore. And she was like, yeah, right. Okay. She did not believe me. About 2 weeks later, I talked to her again. Hey, Mom, I'm in Baltimore. And my mama called me everything but a child of God. But the point is, I made the decision. I made a decision, and I took action. And that's what you have to do. When you know you want something more, you have to make a decision, and you have to take action. So I did. I took action. I picked up and I moved to Baltimore. I didn't know anybody. I didn't know what was going to happen to me. I had no idea where I was going to live. I had no dip about Baltimore, Maryland, okay, when I moved there. I didn't know anything. I didn't know if I was going to be moving to a good neighborhood. I didn't know anything. All I knew is that I had a job. I took action, and I got a job, and when I got there, they put me up in a hotel for a week while I looked for a place. I found a place, and let my life go on. And the funny thing is that when I found a place, to tell you just how naive I was, I really had no clue. I didn't know what was going to happen to me. And so when I get to I find this apartment that's in my budget, because trust me, it was, looking back, it wasn't very much money at all, but it was the world to me then. And so I found this apartment. I didn't even know what my budget was. I just found an apartment that I thought I could afford, and which I was able to. But the thing about it is, what I didn't know is, I didn't know when you put down a deposit, you're supposed to put down your first and last month's deposit, which at that point was $900. I didn't have $900. And so, it's like, what am I going to do? And yet again, I made another decision. I didn't go and wallow around about it. I told the guy, I said, look, I'm just moving away from home. I moved 600 miles away from home. Okay. I'm like, do you understand that? I'm like, I don't have $900 to give you. I do have 1 month's rent, but I don't have a first and last month's rent. And then that's when God stepped in, and you can call it what you want. You can call it God. You can call it the universe. You can call it karma. You can call it whatever you want. But what I'm saying is that for me, God stepped in, and this guy was like, are you going to be here for at least 2 years? I'm like, yeah, dude, I just moved out of the house. I'm not looking to go anywhere right now. And so he's like, okay, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let you have this apartment. And, think about what would have happened if I did not take action, if I did not make a decision to say, okay, well, he said I needed to have, $900. I don't have that, so I don't get this apartment. No, I stood up and I fought for what I wanted. Okay. And that's what you have to do. You have to stand up and fight for what you want. If you want a better life, you got to fight for it. You got to make a decision, and you got to fight for it. You got to make a decision. You got to take some action. So that's what I'm telling you, to simply take some action in order to make things happen in your life. You're not going to know everything that's going to happen. You don't know if you're going to be a millionaire down the line. You don't know if you're going to just what you're going to do, but you do know that if you don't do anything, you're going to stay right where you are. Are you happy with that? Because see, I couldn't take staying right where I was. I knew what that was going to do to me, do to my life, and I didn't want that. So I made a decision, I took action, and I didn't sleep on it. I made a decision, I took action, and that's it. So, I look at that, and I look at that pivotal moment in my life. I could have done nothing. I could have stayed in Augusta, and I can pretty much bet what my life would have been like. It wouldn't be where I am today, working from home, being in control of my time. I have a fabulous roof over my head. I got a pretty nice car. I don't have like this, what do you want to call these, one of these really expensive cars, but I got a nice car. I'm happy with my car. It is a nice car, safe for my kids. We get around. I look pretty good in it, I think. But the thing about it is I wouldn't have all of this if I didn't make a decision to do something different. And that's what I'm telling you, to make a decision to do something different, to take action, do something different. Either that or stay where you are. What's going to be for you? Okay, so I just wanted to share my story of my magical moment that shaped everything that happened in my life. And if you haven't had that magical moment yet, then maybe this is it for you. Okay, I'm done talking now. So this is LuSundra Everett signing off. As always, keep marching forward. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.